This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good tomorrow. Hey, it's an early morning edition of Dolany TV here on a Saturday because somehow, some way, the Oilers found a way on a sleepy Saturday to make some news in the world of hockey, signing one of their stud youngsters to a contract this morning, friends. But before that, if you're new to the channel, this is a speed run video, by the way, so sorry if I'm kind of getting through things a little quicker than normal. If you're new to the channel, would love to have you hit that subscribe button here on Dolany TV. And if you're returning to the channel, are you pumped up to see another youngster hitting Bakersfield sometime soon in the likes of Jake Chiasson? So Jake Chiasson has signed a 3-year entry-level contract starting with the 2023-2024 season for the Edmonton Oilers. The forward was the club's fourth round selection, 116th overall at the 2021 NHL draft. So Jake Chiasson, I believe he was at camp. I want to say he was at camp for us at one point this past fall, and I mean he's been a guy that I think Oilers fans have been excited about for a little while there. I'm going to leave that up. I'm going to hang over here, and we're just going to go quickly break down Jake Chiasson and his new contract with the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, this is the time of year where you see a bunch of youngsters start signing with their teams that have drafted them. Obviously, the biggest one of the past 24 hours is Devin Levi signing with the Buffalo Sabres, but now Jake Chiasson signing with the Edmonton Oilers, and obviously, too, another late round pick who gets a contract with the Oilers and a chance to pan out and become something. He was due to be a UFA on June 1st, 2023. So right there's two of those guys, and then Skylar Brendamore, who's due to be a UFA in August 15th this year. But Patrick Pistola, the kid we got for the Espuliarvi trade as well, due June 1st. So look for some action on him sometime soon. But when it comes to Jake Chiasson, he's 19 years old, born May 25th, 2003. So he will be 20 in just over 2 months' time. And obviously, as I did say, he was drafted 4th round, 116th overall. He's a filling out body, I guess you could say. Cap friendly. Last update has him at 6'2", 165 pounds. So you think about that for Jake Chiasson, 165 pounds, but he is 6'2". So there's a lot to his frame that we can add there and probably get him up to 190 by the time he's NHL ready. He is indeed a right-hand shot and a centerman at that. So there's a lot to like about that kind of player right there for the Edmonton Oilers, and a Canadian as well, born in Abbotsford, British Columbia. Now for him, he's gone out and played in the CSSHL back in the day with the U18s and the U15s. That's something you'll see if you follow a lot of hockey Twitter. You'll see that pop up quite a bit across your feeds. And then as well, he ended up getting into the WHL back in 18-19 with the Brandon Wheat Kings, playing his first game of the dub, and then 19-20 being his first full season in the dub with 15 points. Then 2021, 15 or 20 points in 23 games. 21-22, 18 points in 20 games. And then this past season, splitting time between the Saskatoon Blades and the Brandon Wheat Kings, 28 points in 37 games with the Brandon Wheat Kings, and then 26 points in 29 games with the Blades. I don't know, obviously, the Blades situation or anything like that, but that's kind of how everything is situated for Mr. Jake Chiasson, and obviously his advanced stats unavailable because they don't keep track of that. But you look at that, a right-hand shot centerman who has an opportunity to come onto a Bakersfield squad next year that's going to feature some pretty fun names, and obviously camp competition next year is going to be really exciting. But you think about the right-hand shots that are going to be graduating for the Edmonton Oilers this next season, whether it be Xavier Bourgault, Raphael Lavoie. Those are two big names that are going to be graduating. I don't actually know if Bourgault is a right-hand shot. Sorry, that's a mistaken editorial there. But you think too, James Hamblin, what becomes of him? You think as well, Noah Philp, does he find a way? And obviously, it all comes down to what the Oilers do here over the rest of the spring as to what actually becomes of this Edmonton Oilers roster and the Bakersfield Condors next season. But as you look at it right now, friends, it's nice to see another youngster signed, and I think Jake Chiasson would also have another year of eligibility down in the WHL if that's where we choose to send him. Obviously, too, you look at a guy like Carter Savoy being available for us. Dylan Holloway won't be down in the minors any longer. And obviously, too, Matvey Petrov making the jump to the Bakersfield Condors. So there's a bunch of youngsters that'll be kind of working their way around. Tyler Tullio probably leading the Bakersfield Condors next year, kind of similar to what Raphael Lavoie is doing this year in terms of his stretch since Christmas time. And obviously, too, you think probably see the end of Tyler Benson in Edmonton unless they sign him to a Brad Malone-esque contract. Justin Bailey's probably gone. Obviously, never really turning into a guy needed for the NHL roster this year. And two, you've got everybody else signed except for Noah Philp and Raphael Lavoie, both of which will get contracts this summer. So the Oilers will need those value contracts, but when it comes down to it right now, you have to kind of feed the system, right? If the Oilers need a value contract in terms of Raphael Lavoie to play in the NHL next year because of the cap situation, you need somebody to come up and take that spot. And while Jake Chiasson's a centerman right-hand shot, I mean, you look at the Bakersfield Condors this year, they've had a lot of people play all over that lineup. I think if you watch their lineup configuration as much as I do, it's always available on Instagram. That lineup has moved around, whether players are out of position or not, that's neither here nor there, but there's guys playing up and down, first line, fourth line, third line, second line, fourth line, first line, every single night, and it's kind of crazy, but they've also dealt with some injuries, some illnesses and stuff over the course of the new year, but it's one of those things, right? You got to feed the system, like I said, and for the Oilers right there, you've got a depth draft pick, another fourth round selection by Ken Holland, who earns a contract with the Edmonton Oilers. And I think we'd all say Jake Chiasson's got a good shot to become something. 6'2" right-hand shot centerman, and a frame that's still yet to fully fill out. And obviously, in this photo that you're seeing up here on the screen, it doesn't look like he's kind of on that 165-pound train anymore. Kind of looks like he might have filled out more to close to 180 by the end of the season, and obviously, too, come camp time, he's really committed to getting into the AHL this year. He'll probably be close to that 185 mark, and hopefully filling out at 6'2", 190 when everything comes push to shove by the end of his AHL time. That's just how I'd project it out, but for the Oilers, right-hand shot centerman over 6 foot, that sounds very, very enticing to me, friends. I'm Tyson, this is Stolany TV. You see, I could barely keep my eyes open in this one, but we got it done. We'll talk to you a little bit here later on today. I am up on out of here.